all around the world.
This is Ronnie Boy Talk Show 1000 AM.
All around the world. Y'all know.
Welcome to today's show here at RonnyBoy's Radio 1000 AM. We got a big agenda on our hands today. We're going to be discussing and going over the controversy of college basketball players being paid. Later in the show, I'll bring a guest in who's been causing a lot of drama with paying college basketball players. And even later on, we can receive calls at 123-456-7890 for you viewers to voice your opinion and ask me questions. After the break, I will be giving you an in-depth opinion of what I believe collegiate basketball players should deserve and, in the end, be paid as collegiate athletes.
All around the world.
Back here at Ronnie Boy Radio 1000 AM. Alright, here's the deal. In my opinion, collegiate basketball players deserve to be compensated financially. Just look at all the facts. If you go to college on a full ride scholarship, you think you'd be compensated fine through everything. Well, that's false, you see. In fact, scholarship athletes are not benefited fairly year in and year out. You see, just in my eye, it doesn't look right. For example, a student can go out and get a job and earn every single bit of that. And a basketball player, for example, this last year, the University of Louisville men's basketball team won the national championship. Overall, in the next 4 years, $7 million of that will go to the conference that they are a part of. The players, everybody on that team gets zero of that. They won that. The university, the conference did nothing. The players deserved some parts of that for the success. Collegiate basketball players produce so much money for not only the NCAA, but each conference and their own school. It doesn't just fit for them to earn nothing. This leads us to our first guest of the night, of Ed O'Bannon. He's currently in a lawsuit against the NCAA about the usage of former and current collegiate athletes being used in clothing and video games. He'll be with us after the break, so remember, call 123-456-7890 for any questions. And remember, Ronnie Boy Radio, right back at ya.
All around the world.
Back here at Ronnie Boy Radio 1000 AM, we got Ed O'Bannon on board, and we're hoping to fire you a couple questions.
Yeah, no problem, buddy. Go for it, whenever's ready.
Alright, buddy, sounds good. So what made you file a lawsuit towards the NCAA?
To be honest, man, I just felt like they were taking advantage of all of us. The former collegiate players and even the current collegiate players. Like, for example, just think about all the clothing, jerseys, and video games they use us in. They're just using us. I feel like we deserve some compensation out of that, even as former collegiate players. So, to be honest, I think it's the right time for things to get right between the NCAA and collegiate players, and even former.
Yeah, I completely understand where you're coming from. But as you know as well, this controversy is getting very heated. And I was just wondering your opinion on whether you think this is truly the right thing for the NCAA to do and compensate college basketball players, men's college basketball players, better.
You know, that is a great question, man. But it's not really about if it's right. It's the time. Just the NCAA financially right now is in a perfect place. Just look at the recent contracts that have been signed for TV, for marketing. NCAA is making millions based on the performance of these players. And when these players are being successful, they deserve what they worked so hard for their whole life. So I just see it as the right time.
Oh, well, there you heard it, sports fans. We just got our first call in from Marky Mark. What do you think, Marky Mark? Tell us your opinion.
You know, Ronnie, I usually listen to you, but this is the one thing that I can't understand. Usually you're pretty reasonable, but about this, I completely disagree.
Whoa, Marky, what are you trying to say?
Tradition, Ronnie, tradition. Men's college basketball has had tradition for as long as I can remember. And paying these young males would ruin that tradition. And I'm guarantee a lot of other people would not want to see it happen. Paying these student athletes would create even more drama.
Whoa, Marky, slow yourself down. You are correct on tradition, but it would not become more dramatic if we compensated these male basketball athletes financially. You see, NCAA right now is worried so much about cheating or illegal givings of gifts that the NCAA wouldn't have to worry about that because they knew that players wouldn't accept these so-called gifts from alumni trying to get these recruits coming to the school. That's where it would change, and your opinion would be wrong. Well, that is a wrap from Ronnie Boy Radio at 1000 a.m. Remember what we learned today. Everything you earn, you deserve. And one day, college basketball players will be paid for what they earn. Remember, here every day, 7 to 9 p.m., join us at Ronnie Boy Radio.